my name is Sailesh, and the name of my invention is Dr. Poop Bag. Well, you might be like, how did I come up with this invention? Well, I came up with this invention because my friend dog, his name is Junior. He's 11 years old, so he often gets sick. So every time Uncle collects the poop and he checks it, there's always blood in the poop. So I got curious and I asked, what does blood in the poop for a dog mean? Well, blood in the poop for a dog can mean toxins, red foods, pancreatitis, Addison disease, and many more. My innovation idea helped to detect blood in the poop immediately by visible color change using guac. My invention not only helps for dogs, it works for all pets who are underlying health. For example, blood in the poop for a cat could mean parasites, constipation, indigestion, and many more. By detecting blood early allows pet owners to see veterinarian care, and appropriate treatment guidance can be prescribed by a veterinarian. Why is it important to detect blood in the poop? Well, first, health monitoring. Second, easy diagnostic purposes. Third, live treatment guidance. And fourth, preventive healthcare. How does my invention work? So this is my invention, and there's absorbent paper stuck on the outer surface of the poop bag and sprayed guac solutions all over the absorbent paper. So, how you would test my invention? First, when collect the poop in the bag, you would pour it like this. And if there was blood in the poop, there would be a blue color, just like this. Can you see it? And you might be asking how this chemical color change reaction works. So, first, we tried luminol, but luminol doesn't work because luminol doesn't detect the hemoglobin, which makes the oxidized guac, which makes the blue color, but guac does. So here's our testimonials. First, we went to a pediatrician. She really liked our idea, and he thought this is a really good project. Second, we went to Banfield Pet Hospital. She also really liked our project. And third, we tested it on a real dog, and he really he really liked our project, and also there was no blood in the poop, which means the dog is healthy and our invention actually works. So the total cost of our invention is $1. So these are the steps of how you would collect the poop in the bag. And we searched on Google and we found no invention like this, so we applied for US patent and now we're patent pending. Thank you for your time.
That's pretty amazing. So what's the next step? I'm sorry, hold on. Before you answer that, could our co-hosts turn their cameras back on, please? You're not a co-host, Kristen. You're a lead host. I'm trying to get the co-hosts back. All right. What do you think your next step is? If you had like all the money in the world to make the next best improvement on it, what would you do?
Our next step would either be to make it for cats or more pets, or we can even make it for humans, because blood in the poop for humans could also mean bad stuff.
Yes, it absolutely can. And how do you come up with such a low price?
Because first,
Oh, that was the cost for you to make it, not the cost for you to sell it, right?
that's the cost for us to make it.
Oh, okay, good. Well, that's good. That's the way you want the low cost. You want the low cost there, but
And if we were gonna sell it, we'd only sell it for $1.
so only to cover your costs?
Yeah, this is a non-profit business.
Well, that's very nice of you, but if you don't make a little bit of profit, then you can't test that new thing. You have to have a little bit of cash coming in order to pay the people that are going to work for you, that are going to make all these beautiful bags and that are going to help you market them and sell them. And then you've got to pay for the supplies. Well, you'll probably get even better costs on supplies when you buy them in really big bulk. And then you have to have a little bit for your research and development team to make new things. So
Yeah, it could maybe make like $2 to $3.
yeah, nonprofit organizations make a profit too. They just have to spend that profit in a certain way. So but that's really cool that you want to do that and keep it so reasonable that it would never, people could always buy it because it's such a reasonable price.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. What was one of the hardest things that you felt when you're going through this whole process of innovating that kind of made you wish you hadn't started, but you pushed through it anyway?
The hardest thing was first trying to find the right blood that would actually make this blue color right here. First, we tried like fake vampire blood, but that didn't really work. And then the only thing that would really work was real sugar tested blood, and that's how we got this blue color here. That was one of our hardest parts.
Interesting. Deeple, do you have any questions? I know you hung around just when you heard this one come on, so thought maybe you might have a question for him. No?
I'm curious, what was one of the hardest things you had to overcome what was something that challenged you that you had to think about and push through?
The challenge that we had to think about and push through um was to make was to make a proof bag that wouldn't like really be harmful to any pets and like to stick on like this.
What's been your favorite part of the inventing process?
My favorite part of the inventing process was actually inventing this product. Even though it was hard, it was still fun to make this bag.
Do you have something else in mind for your next product?
Uh, Not really.
Yeah. Sometimes if you think too hard about it, it's hard to find an idea. It's when you're not thinking about it that you find it. So just go on through life and you'll pick up something new. And once you've learned how to become an innovator, and I think you've proven that you are, then it's hard to not see those problems sometimes.
What about the same concept for cats?
That's what he was saying he would do. Other animals and
Yeah.
people.
Uh, because blood in the poop for like animals and even humans could mean bad stuff. So in the future, we could like make something like this using, but like a little more different.
Yeah.
So at least one person in the comments is saying they want to help. So if you could ask for help from somebody, what would you ask help for?
I just promoted him too because I know he wants to talk to him.
Uh, if I would need help from someone, I would need like help from like a doctor or someone who could help me expand this idea or make it even better.
Well, you know what? Now, this might not be the right kind of doctor. A really good friend of mine, Marcelo, he was on earlier. He's from Brazil, but he's a large animal veterinarian, not a small animal like a dog or a cat. He's a large animal one, but he might know other people who might be willing to take a look and give you some input if you have an interest.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? You can reach me at the same email address as your parents wrote to get you on here, the Global Innovation Field Trip at gmail.com or info@innovationworld.org. And actually it was global. Yeah, I did the right one the first time. But you can reach out to me. My name is Julie. And I will connect you with Marcelo, and I'm sure he would love to talk to you. I think Jim Bruner, who's another friend of mine down there, he just popped in because I think he has something to say to you also.
I work as a farmer with animals, but small animals, not dogs and cats, but birds and rabbits and small animals like that. This is a great idea. and I've been listening but not able to say anything. But I agree with Miss Julie 100%. In order to make this work, you're going to have to get people to want it and to know about it. That has to be built into your nonprofit price. If people don't know that this amazing product exists, you can't sell it. You can't change the world without those resources. And I also encourage you to look at the end of this product's life cycle. What are you going to do with this product once you've captured it? Because there's a lifespan beyond that. If you reframe the problem, it's not just about poop, it's about atoms and molecules and life. And I want you to look at it from a new perspective and say, how could I make this waste back into life? And secondly, how does Mother Nature do it? And then start thinking about that, because that will give you 3 new products from one. Follow nature. I want to help. And if you stay on and watch my presentation coming up, you'll know exactly how to reach me. But I think this is a good idea, and I don't want to steal it, but I want to make it better.
Jim, when are you up? How long from now?
6:15, I think.
Okay, so he's in he'll be on in another 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay.
But I'm going to go to YouTube right now and watch your entire presentation because you've got my interest.
Okay.
I want
Very
to add
good.
on to what Jim was saying and Julie about the nonprofits, because Hewitt, where I work, is a nonprofit as well. And I think there can be a misconception that if you are a nonprofit, you can't make money. The issue with nonprofits is you have to cover costs. If you want to do good in the world, you have to cover your costs. And so having that fee to be able to cover the costs, it's that no individual is profiting. It goes back in to help the cause. And so you can charge a fee even with a nonprofit to make sure that your mission is sustainable. And it's a good thing to be able to keep those missions sustainable.
I'd say it's critically important.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, thank you very much. It was a wonderful presentation, and we look forward to seeing the next iteration of it. We look forward to seeing it on our pet store shelves and people's shelves later.